All right, we're live. So I'm going to share my screen with you now.
Cool.
All right, do you see the chart?
I do.
When's your birthday?
4th of April, 85.
What time?
11:15 a.m.
And where?
Sydney, Australia.
17 degrees Gemini rising. Is that familiar?
Oh, yes. Someone told me that it was, I've always thought it was Gemini rising, but someone told me it might be Cancer rising because of daylight saving on that day. I actually don't know. I could be either. Yeah. So all this time I thought I've been Gemini rising all these years, and then someone said, I think it could be Cancer rising because of daylight saving that year.
I
But I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I'm just gonna go with what the program is saying. And the program is pulling you as Gemini. That's kind of
Right.
a conundrum that you were born on daylight savings. That's interesting, actually.
Yeah, so it's weird.
Ooh, this is gonna be juicy. I'm excited to talk to you because I already see there's a big something going on. So tell me
Ooh,
what that is.
a big something.
Yeah, I feel like you're in a big turnover of some kind.
Oh, well, I mean, career-wise,
Yeah,
life-wise, yeah. Yeah, is that kind of what you mean?
yeah, career-wise, what comes up first?
Okay, so I've been working in corporate for over 20 years, and then I left to pursue more of my creative endeavors. I just felt a calling towards it, and I'm also a little bit intuitive, so I wanted to combine um, a lot of my artistic endeavors with my intuitive endeavors. So, yeah, does that kind of
When did
make
you quit?
probably last year? Uh,
Mhm.
mid-year. No, a little bit more than mid-year now. Yeah. Does that kind of make sense?
Of course.
Yeah.
Everything you're going to tell me is going to make sense because you're giving a direct report. Um, okay, so I guess it would have been around like June.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
Mid-year. Yeah, yeah, that's on point.
Okay.
Perfect.
So you can see that at that time, here I'll make it very easy. Yeah, sometimes we just start talking and it's like, okay, things are making sense immediately. Sometimes it's not that fast. But you're a triple Aries, so um so in June of last year, Saturn and Neptune make the first conjunction on your midheaven.
Ooh, what does that
Okay.
mean?
Well, the midheaven is like what you do for work, for career, how you express yourself publicly, what you kind of like your legacy.
Oh,
And the Saturn Neptune conjunction is a big deal because it's two outer planets that rule like really long chapters of our lives.
wow.
And so that conjunction is like a massive ending, but also a massive beginning.
Wow. Wow.
And so, of course, it should have started in June, or
Mhm.
actually even a little bit before, obviously, but that's kind of the first. And then the next would have been, of course, the actual conjunction in February.
Oh, so but like February of that year or
No,
February of
February of 26.
this year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so now you're kind of in that process of, well, starting something new, I guess. So can you tell me about what does it mean, art and intuition? What does that look like for you?
Okay, so I want to be making more YouTube videos about art history, and I'm a medium. So I want to try to integrate my love of art history. I can sometimes get messages from moments in the past, moments in history, and I want to kind of put that across on my channel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna love what I'm gonna tell you next.
Oh,
I bet you've been asking about this, and okay. It's about what's happening in your 10th house. Notice that your sun is conjunct Venus and Mercury.
Right.
Okay, but in your chart, Venus and Mercury are both retrograde.
Mm.
So they're moving backwards towards the past.
Oh. So what does that mean?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, what does that mean? Go ahead.
Well, think about it. Your sun is what you focus on, kind of like your main interests. Venus is art.
Yeah.
But Venus is retrograde. So it's art history.
Yeah.
Right. And you said you get messages from moments in the past, from historical moments in the past.
Yeah.
So there, the Sun, Venus, Mercury retrograde, I feel like there's your interest in art history, right? We're just building the puzzle.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really cool.
Okay. And you said you're also a medium.
Yeah. So I don't know how much you want me to tell. So
as much detail as you can give, the better.
Okay. So I get messages from lots of different places. I can speak to people who have passed, but I mostly get a lot of images of people's past. Like I can see like their present past, if that makes sense. Sometimes past lives, sometimes different dimensions, different worlds, different universes. And it kind of appears like movies when I see things. So I can see like the whole scene, sometimes like the houses, the buildings where they used to live. Yeah, that sort of thing.
Okay. So therefore, Jupiter in your 8th house.
Well,
the 8th house is the house of mediumship.
oh,
Because it's when you have, traditionally they say the 8th house is the house of other people's resources, but it's really other people's everything, including their thoughts, their memories, things that are important for them, their values. So in the 8th house, it's not really about you anymore.
oh,
And that you have Jupiter there makes me think about this access that you have to other people, and specifically that it's in Aquarius. Aquarius is about city infrastructure. So when you told me that you see their buildings and the houses where they used to live and kind of the whole scene, like, because it's not that way for everyone, right? But it is that way for you. And so therefore I see the connection of Jupiter also with your Mercury. But still, I don't have the full picture. So you'll see as we keep talking, we keep building. How do you incorporate mediumship with art history?
I basically just paint what I feel. And then the plan was to talk a lot about, sometimes like I'll get like one of the past lives that I had was I was the king's planner for Louis the 14th, and I could see I was planning this big winter feast for him, and I could see inside of the building, and it was like I had to create like a diorama for him. So it was like a winter feast, and I could see all the people, the clothing they were wearing, and I want to paint some of those scenes, talk a lot about the history of it. But I want to try not to alienate the people who love history, because it's kind of like a fine line. Because they're two very different audiences. The people who love history don't necessarily love the psychic or mediumship people, and the people who love mediums don't necessarily they're not that interested in history. Well, some of them might be, actually. That's not fair. Yeah.
Oh, this is so interesting. Okay, maybe it's hard for me to explain, but I'm going to try. Your Mercury and Venus are both retrograde and they're conjunct, and the sun is on top of them. You're born during a very kind of significant moment in the sky that is related to the past. And so when you tell me that you're seeing, like, okay, so you were doing the winter feast for Louis the 14th, and you were drawing this diary, and so I see that you're constantly going back to the past lives. There I see the retrograde Venus Mercury. with the sun on top of them, that you're constantly moving towards the past, getting impressions of the past, not just for yourself, for other people as well, past lives. Right? Because Mercury is the communicator,
Mhm.
and Venus is the natural talent.
Mhm.
And the sun is like you and what you create and who you are and how you're known and what you focus on.
Mhm.
Okay. Does that make sense when you see it like that now?
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating, and I find that what you were saying about the buildings quite interesting. I've never really understood why I'm so connected to architectural buildings. It's really fascinating. Yeah.
Okay, when you say that, I also suddenly immediately feel your moon in Virgo in the third house. Let me just see what else is on the chart.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're interested in architecture as well, you said.
I love the buildings. I love the look of them. I'm not an architect, but I just like buildings. I like the inside of them. Mhm.
The inside of them.
Yeah, and the feel of them, the energy of them. They all have a signature. Sometimes, like I'll walk into a building and I'll know if there's been a lot of suffering inside of it, like churches, that sort of thing, or yeah, houses or that sort of thing.
Yes, okay. I see. So you're picking up the energy that's actually left in the material around.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So interesting. Yeah, that's totally your Jupiter and Aquarius in the eighth. Because now I see that you're not connected just to people, but also like to cities, to places, to houses,
Yeah,
inanimate objects.
yeah.
Fascinating. So you have those images all the time as you're moving through spaces.
Yeah, the old like churches, especially, I find like I walked into a church the other day in the city, and I just got this really ick feeling, and I could see that there was a lot of war, a lot of suffering inside of it, and it was a very old church. And when I went to England, it was just you could feel across, even across the country, across the city, you can feel kind of like a lot of history. You can feel a lot of the suffering, different kind of signatures of suffering across different parts of the city. You can feel it. Yeah.
Your Uranus placement is coming up very strongly for me.
Does that mean something? I
Okay,
mean,
it's because your Uranus is on an angle.
mhm.
So actually what was happening when you were being born is that Uranus is about to set, kind of like the sun sets, every planet sets, so Uranus is setting. Anytime planets are in an angle, it really emphasizes their nature. In this case, you have him in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is like lifting off. So that makes me think about all the psychic impressions that wherever you're going in the world, you're also interacting not just with the physical, like what most people see, but with the astral and all of the information that's kind of left around. I can understand you very well, but I don't have that experience myself.
Okay. That's so interesting because I've never had anyone explain it to me. Um, it's kind of a really weird thing to try and explain to people, but I just always thought that someone else could definitely do it. If I can do it, someone else can.
Interesting.
Hmm.
And I guess many people do, but most don't. Like
Yeah,
you said, the people who are into mediums are maybe not into history. Yeah,
yeah.
interesting. So okay, you said you want to make more YouTube videos.
I'd like I'd like to make videos and films because I really like films. That seems to be the thing that I'm passionate about. I love film. And it seems to be a good way to connect with people for my art. And I'd like to make it my career. I'd like to make it my job.
Filmmaking.
Um, Part of the process, I'd like to be an artist, but I'd like to connect with people through film because it seems to be the easiest way to explain a very complex concept. Whenever I try and do this via short form, it just doesn't seem to stick. And this concept would be easier if I tried to talk to people on video, I think. I think.
Which concept?
the idea, trying to marry the idea of art history and, you know, being a medium. Yeah.
Where are you with that project at the moment?
I'm literally just starting it. Literally at points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, notice that Saturn is currently at 10 degrees of Aries.
Mhm.
So he's moving towards your Mercury, Venus, and Sun at 13, 14, and 14. So notice what happens if I go forward 1 month.
Oh,
Okay.
what happened there?
2 months. Just focus on up here, right? Where Saturn is. Saturn is at 13. In 2 months, he's going to be at 14.
Okay.
And then he's going to station at 14.
Mhm.
And then he's going to start going retrograde. But what I want to point out is like this summer, Saturn is stationing on top of your Sun, Venus, and Mercury exact in the 10th house. Okay. Why do I bring that up? Because you said that you're at the very, very beginning of this new project where you want to marry art history and do it on video
Mhm.
together with mediumship. And of course, therefore, you have to ask yourself all the hard questions. How do I make the videos? Where do I post them? How long should they be? How do I edit them? How should I appeal to all my audiences, right? Those are all of the kind of challenging questions that one has to answer when getting started. And it's not easy in the beginning. And so that's the Saturn. Because you have to think that conjunction of Saturn to your planets here is the beginning of a 30-year cycle and the end of the previous 30-year cycle, because that's how long it takes for Saturn to make one turn around.
Mhm. Yeah.
Right? So for him to reach here, this is like, it's so big
Mhm.
what you're in the middle of. But you'll see that Saturn will stay there because he's going to retrograde and then he's going to come back. So that process, you can see, is going to be continuing well into 2028, basically.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
So, I mean, are you saying that it'll be a rocky road?
Yeah.
Rocky road. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
very rocky road. But I feel like you're going to make huge advancements. I feel like you just are so early on that you don't know what's what yet.
Yeah.
And this is the period where you're kind of making the first step of competence.
Hmm. In your professional opinion, do you think that I made the right decision to make this leap to change my pathway?
1,000%.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Well, and what I would even say is that the transits indicate that, because remember, from the very first moment I told you, oh, you're going through a huge turnover.
Yeah.
And that's because of the Saturn transit to your Sun, Venus, Mercury. So I knew you're starting a new career of some kind.
Mhm.
Okay. So what does it take for you to make, have you made any of those videos already?
No, I am just in the process of trying to solidify writing down the scripts, trying to see if I can actually make art that will fit into that genre, whether it will work or it won't. I'm very open and flexible. If it doesn't work, try something else. So I'm open-minded about it. And I'm just trying to test some ideas, but I'm just trying to solidify something and see if it will work. But I'm
Okay,
pretty,
so do you solidify something, like a script.
yeah, just even like a few scripts, getting some images together, just doing it nice and slow.
All right. So even to make it even easier, just notice Saturn is almost exactly conjunct your Mercury.
Mhm.
Yeah, so think about what you just told me, that during this period,
Yeah.
you want to solidify something, Saturn, specifically about writing scripts, Mercury.
Mhm. Oh,
The
sorry, you're gonna
Aries,
explain it to
hmm?
me.
What did you say?
You're gonna have to explain it to me. I'm a bit of a goldfish.
Okay. Mercury is the writer.
Oh.
Right. So Mercury is when you sit down and you try to create a storyline and to outline it and to have the characters. It's all about communicating, right? So writing, making a script, making a video, editing of it, that's all Mercury,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So Saturn being on top of Mercury And you're in that process, but like in kind of an intense process, deep process.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. And uh, I don't want to do anything too risky at this point in time. It feels like because there was all these huge changes in the last couple of years that I kind of need to pump the brakes and just take things quite slow. So,
Yep. That's the Saturn energy. Slow down. And I feel you working a lot during the summer. I feel like the summer is a very fruitful and at the same time frustrating period.
sure, sure.
What else is happening around this? Do you live alone? Do you have a partner?
So I am a carer. I'm a carer, and it's good in a lot of ways. I feel helpful. I feel like I've got a lot of dignity. I know a lot of people don't have that privilege, so I feel very fortunate and very lucky. Um, but yeah, it's a complete 360 change for me because I went from being kind of like a corporate human being to kind of just trying to be an artist all over again. I feel like I'm a student at life all over again. So it's really different. And I've had a lot of changes. There's been a lot of personal stuff that's happened in the last couple of years, last 2 years, I'd say. And I'm just, if I feel like a new person, I feel like a really different person. Um, yeah, it's tough, but I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I hope so.
Did you go through a separation in the last 2 years?
I didn't, but we had someone in our family pass like
Yeah.
last 2 years. Um, and it's okay. You're allowed to ask. um, it was a really significant part of our family's cycle, I guess. So it feels very different, and dynamics have changed. So yeah,
Yes. I would say so that period, because that was Saturn was opposing your moon. That was what you went through from about April 2024.
yeah,
It would have been exact like in March of 25.
yeah, yeah. That's
And then again around December of 25. Yeah.
that's absolutely correct. So we had some big changes, and then it was just like I had lots and lots of things happen around that. And I changed careers a couple of times, and it just felt like lots of little mini deaths, mini births. So I'm feeling like lots of changes, and I'm glad that I'm able to get through this, and I'm still here, and I can still put a smile on my face, which is great. But it was a huge transition, lots and lots of change.
Who are you a carer for?
My parent. Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your mom or your dad?
My mother.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And a carer, what does it mean to be a carer?
It's somebody who kind of takes care of somebody while they're ill. And that's kind of like their job. So it's a lot of responsibility, cooking, cleaning, that sort of thing
So you live near her or with her?
with them. Yeah.
Them. Why do you say them?
My mum. Yeah.
Okay. And she's your dad is passed or
Yes. Yes.
okay. And is she like very ill?
No, no, no. She's fairly independent, but I'm still the carer. I still do a lot of the helping.
Okay. There I'm feeling this part of your chart very strongly, which is the moon Saturn sextile. The moon, okay, can you just give an example about a few things that you might do as a carer on a day-to-day basis?
Just like cooking meals, doing like basic cleaning, helping out around the house, that sort of thing.
You said it's a lot of responsibility, though.
It is, yeah.
How come?
Oh, sorry, it's really personal.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. Do you have any kids?
No, no.
No, I didn't think so. Okay. I feel medication also, like you're administering medication.
Oh, I don't do that, but she does that. So she is fairly independent, but I just need to be around. Yeah.
Okay. And you don't want to talk about that too much, I guess.
If that's okay with you.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I feel that you also make time to write every day.
I try to write as much as I can, and I try to have like a creative practice. Yeah. As much
And I
as
feel you
possible.
studying often as well. Like you just love to learn.
I do. I really love reading and studying and learning whatever I can. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Also in the field of health?
Um, I'm not in the field of health, um, but my family has like a health background. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. Meaning you had like doctors or medicine people in your
yeah.
family.
But I did not follow that pathway.
Kind
I,
of, right? Because you're the seer.
yeah, yeah, that's true. I guess you could call it that. They probably wouldn't agree, but sure.
I feel you also like taking walks, like calm walks, needing to be just more peaceful, a little more introverted, very reflective internally.
I definitely am. I love nature. I love walking. It grounds me, and I like to communicate with nature in that way. It's really lovely. It has its own language too. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. What else do you do in your kind of day to day?
Um, and I enjoy sewing. I'm very creative. I like making clothes. I
Hmm.
exercise actually. I'm very athletic. I do a lot of yoga. I do a lot of meditation. Um, I think, yeah, I've got a million hobbies.
Yeah, I feel you being very, very active. I also feel you being kind of the one to get things done. And
Yeah,
easily being a leader, even though you're kind of quiet, I hear you, but I also feel like you natural propensity to lead people.
yeah. I I'm I'm um I'm kind of a yeah, yeah. I like to get things done. I'm very proactive about things. I like to just get stuff over and done with. That's very accurate for sure.
What did you do in your corporate career?
So I used to be a designer, um, and
Uh-huh.
and then I started working in marketing, which was great for about 3 years. And then that was it.
What
Yeah.
kind of design?
So graphic design, I used to work in fashion, and then I worked in advertising for quite a few years, and that was really
Mhm.
amazing. And then I worked for all sorts, schools, education, that sort of thing.
Okay. There I'm feeling your Mercury Venus conjunction in the 10th. I'll explain.
Hmm.
So when it's about graphic design,
Mhm.
first, one of the main elements of that is obviously making things beautiful. It's art. It should be evocative. Therefore is Venus. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mercury is the graphic part of it, right? You have to choose the fonts, you have to choose the elements, you have to choose the parameters. It's kind of like moving a lot of things around.
Yeah.
And so then the Mercury Venus for me is like actually the marketing work that you do, putting graphics together, putting ad campaigns together. Um, does that make sense when you say that? And the fact that the sun is there also on top of them.
Yeah.
I guess you were very skilled and you loved doing the design. Like it just comes so natural. Even if you didn't have to work, you would do it by yourself, drawing things.
It's really, it's still like, I still love it. Like, it's a lot of putting all these, like when you said it, I was thinking, oh, all these symbols, putting them all together on like a little square piece of paper. I was thinking of that, all the symbology being drawn together and all these abstract concepts, and you kind of putting it down on paper, which is really powerful. Yeah, it's so much fun and I still love it. So people ask me about it all the time. They like my portfolio. So I still love it. I still have a passion for it.
Yeah. I feel that you were you also, did you have leadership? Like you had creative control kind of?
Uh, sometimes I did, but sometimes I didn't. So when I was in a team, sometimes I was helping to mentor other people. Other times I let other people make the choices they want to make. So it was a lot of group work, I think.
Okay, there comes the Jupiter in Aquarius. Again, because Aquarius is community, working together, not being alone, but being part of an organization.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I feel it's like the places you were working where there was a lot of action. It was like fast paced, lots of movement, lots of changes, lots of projects, new ideas.
Early on in my career, I was very, very privileged to work in a tech startup, and it was really amazing. And it was very fast paced and very quick, and it was an incredible experience. And I mean, I'll never forget it. Um, so it was exactly as you've described. Yeah.
Hmm. I also feel lots of men.
Yeah. So it was really strange experience because tech startups at the time, because well, I come from a certain generation, I suppose. It was very male dominated. So uh, I fit in fine. It was fine, but it just had that energy about it, and you had to present in a very certain way, and you had to make your ideas very clear, no fluff, to have your voice heard, basically.
Yes, totally. Yeah, cutthroat.
I couldn't possibly comment on that, but you can take from it what you will.
Okay. I feel a lot of like fighting as well, of egos, people who want to have their say and do it their way. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and also, I
Mm,
mean, design by its very nature requires you to be um, very diplomatic about the way you present ideas and extraordinarily patient. So, um, every designer I know has had remarkable patience and remarkable diplomacy in dealing with difficult situations and difficult clients. But it is a
yeah.
beautiful skill to have.
And I can see you were working with clients that were like entire organizations and you were doing their, I guess, advertising, or they were hiring you to figure out how to expand their business or whatever. Is that right?
Yeah, at that particular juncture, it was every brand, every company you can think of. If you've seen it, we've probably done it.
Okay. There's your Jupiter and Aquarius in the 8th house. Again, remember the 8th house is you're working on somebody else's stuff. And in that case, it's Aquarius. These is all the brands, the organizations, the big bodies, right? And Jupiter is that you're working with every brand known to man in order to design their stuff, right? So there's the Jupiter in the 8th Aquarius connected with your Sun, Venus, Mercury in the 10th.
That's fascinating.
Right?
It is pretty fascinating.
Very good.
Crazy.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what comes up for me again is just to remind you of where you are today, which is Saturn is approaching these three. And that to me feels like, well, that whole world that you had known, you know, you're kind of leaving that behind. That must be confusing. Like you're so used to doing things that way.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This makes me think about you being a self-starter. You have full creative control. It all depends on what you're going to make. I feel like that's one of the big challenges.
It most certainly is. Yes, absolutely. It's a huge change. And I don't know, like I hope that I'm on the right path. There is a tendency for me to just kind of go back to what I know, but I just can't imagine doing that anymore.
Okay, that makes me feel like you're having some opportunities, but you're saying no, but you're tempted.
I mean, it's more like a reflex. I mean, I haven't had any yet. Yeah, actually I have. Actually, that's unfair for me to say. Sorry, I lie. Yes, I have definitely been offered things, and I've said no. So, but I think that this is my new path, and I want to stick to it, and I think this is the right thing for me.
Totally. But I feel like at the moment, there's so much confusion, uncertainty, fear, thinking, worrying, wondering.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's kind of like, I guess, I mean, I just have faith that, you know, I have to believe in myself, believe in the pathway that I'm building, and it'll even itself out, hopefully.
Okay. There's something else coming up. One moment. Okay, it's about your fitness journey.
Oh.
And I was seeing yeah, like doing group classes, maybe dance, yoga. It feels like a lot of movement, but you're not alone. A cycling class now, I feel like. Ironman came to mind, but maybe that was too intense. I wasn't sure.
That's cool. I used to do ballet for about 6 years as an adult, and we did classes for 6 years. It was a really wonderful experience. Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Are you alone in life? Yeah, you said you're single.
Yes.
Did
Yeah.
you ever have a partner?
Yeah, I've had partners before, but I'm very content to be on my own.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm feeling that you were independent from early on.
Yes. Very.
And oh, travel, yes, traveling.
I
Yep,
love.
seeing lots of different cities, cultures, peoples, buildings, architecture.
Yes. I really love traveling, and I did travel quite a lot in my 20s, early 30s. I went all over Europe. I was very lucky. I was very happy, and I love the buildings. I love the different cities that I visited. It was very inspiring. I still love it.
Okay, I feel like you were also collecting memories on that trip.
I was collecting a lot of memories, but I'm one of those people that's very content with whatever opportunity I get with travel. If I don't travel again, I'd be like, it's okay.
Sorry, I
um,
meant recollecting memories, like getting in past life impressions everywhere you were going.
oh, that's an interesting insight. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I can see what you mean. So when I went to England, it felt like I was going home. Um, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like I was going home. And Paris a little bit. Italy not so much, which is a shame. Like,
Okay.
no, yeah.
I feel you also like never mind the traveling. It's just being out a lot on the road. Yeah, traveling between cities maybe.
Yeah. It always inspires me when I travel to different places. Absolutely, for sure.
Okay, I also feel like the building of a city. Maybe Dubai. Dubai comes up suddenly.
Oh, I mean, I've never been to Dubai, but
Never
that was
been.
a really cool city to go to.
And I also feel a lot of warm countries.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I would have loved to have gone to Spain. Didn't get that opportunity. Italy was very warm. It was very hot. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay, I also feel young people, like students, and I feel you being kind of a mentor. Just feel young people being around you, and I feel that you like them as well. You like to talk to the youth.
I love talking to younger people. I think they have amazing energy, amazing ideas. Their souls are just like so free. And they're so unfettered, and they're very open-minded, open-hearted. It's a really beautiful energy. It's
Yes.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also feeling like as a subject of interest in the larger field of history,
Mhm.
moments of breakthrough, like turning points in history where something new, kind of like new inventions. Yeah.
New inventions. Um, can you elaborate on that? I'm curious about what you mean by
Sure. Um, it's about the Aries. Yeah. And so remember we're talking about the retrograde and you're like into the history, and the art history. So this for me felt like taking note of people who are trailblazers in their field, for example, someone who really changed an art style, for instance.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Um, I was really interested in a while with street art. Um, and I was doing like documentaries about street art for a while, little ones. Um, does that sort of make sense?
It's perfect. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Oh, how interesting.
Mm.
Okay, what about murals?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I love murals. They're fantastic. And there's a lot of raw energy in it, and people can really relate to it. They could really relate to it, like what was it, 10, 12 years ago. It was like a brand new style. And I was interviewing all these street artists at the time, about their work, and it was really wonderful. Yeah.
Okay, I hear you again. Mm. Hmm. Okay. Um, what are the other things that are happening in your life now that are kind of outstanding for you, or you kind of have questions, or you wonder?
Hmm. Well, I guess I worry a lot about the earth and where it's going, and I get a lot of messages about, you know, um, the state of the next generation and the fact that, I get a lot of different, I see a lot of different beings, and they talk about the future, and some of it's not so great, and some of it is really good, but I don't know why they feel the need to talk to me. It's not like I can do that much for them. Um, is that a really out there question?
Totally not. Do you what do they want from you, or do they ask you for anything?
No, they like to communicate with me
They just
sometimes.
inform you.
Well, it's pretty heavy. It's like heavy energy. I don't really, people don't like to. I don't want to add to the heaviness of the world. It's really heavy already. It's interesting information. Um, it might be useful to somebody. I don't know. Um, but I just find it interesting that they think that I'm, I don't know, like a conduit or something.
You
Um,
are. I mean, clearly.
yeah. Um, uh, but it's really, to me, I feel sad, I guess, about the state of the world and where it's kind of going. Um, there are some beautiful things up ahead, but I see there's a lot of gravity as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you don't talk about it or post about it or write about what do you do with what they tell you?
I make art. I make a lot of art. Um, I think it's a safe way to kind of transmute the information. Um, and sometimes, like, I'll write stories. Like, I like fantasy, so it's a safe way to kind of transmute the information. And people can
Mm.
make their own conclusions, I guess.
I'm hearing your Uranus quite a bit again. That is on the cusp of your seventh. The cusp of the seventh house is, I mean, it's many things, but one of them is like the people that you relate to and kind of the relationships that you have. But in your case, you have relationships to these different beings. What I don't usually hear from people, but I'm very familiar with that. Um, And so there I feel the Uranus in Sagittarius there, because you're talking with people who actually aren't even in physical. And that makes me think about the Sag. It's kind of astral communication. You're talking to a lot of beings that just aren't here. And the information they're giving you, first of all, is like very advanced Uranus and kind of showing you the future, right? So that's the Sagittarius part as well, like giving you insight into what's to come. And at the same time, it's very heavy and disturbing. It's like you asked to be in contact with them. And so whatever that does to you, um, the disturbance that it puts into your system, I feel the Uranus very strongly. And notice that, I'll make this a little simple by removing some of the planets. Let's just say, notice that Uranus is connected to Venus, right? So that makes me think about, okay, well, so what do you do with this information? You make art. That is the way that you find to transmute it. But I do feel potentially that this is just coming up now. I don't know if it's true. In your next iteration, post-corporate, as you settle into your new identity, perhaps you will in fact be a messenger or a seer. I don't know if you connect with that at all, but
I mean, I think that's really cool. I've I just can't decide about that or not because
mhm,
yeah, I just can't decide because I
mhm.
think I want people to make up their own minds, and there's a lot of noise out there, I guess. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. I want people to have the freedom and the intelligence to come up with their own conclusions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm. Now I feel like your relationships, some of them were short-lived.
uh yeah, do you mean like personal, or do you mean like just
Personal, intimate, like romantic,
romantic? You mean, yeah.
even friends, even friendships.
Friendships, I didn't mean them to be. I really love having deep friendships, but they just sort of come and go. And it's not my desire to have short relationships. It's not really how I'm built. But people just go in and out of your life, I guess, or my life anyway. And it's painful.
Yeah,
I just
I
accept it for what it is.
totally. I feel this is very common for you, like
Mhm.
someone departing.
Yeah, yeah, it absolutely is. It's not by design.
Hmm. Yeah, and I feel some kind of super like some kind of like really like wow kind of experience with someone, but then it just doesn't pan.
Yeah, I've had like a few of those, and it's really either wrong place, wrong time, wrong whatever you want to call it. And I'm just like, okay, well, this is like the most amazing experience I'm gonna have, but it's not.
Exactly, it's unstable. It feels very exciting, very high energy, very like wow, super elevating.
Yes, and it's
But
almost like crazy, telepathic, emotional, good connection, lovely. But I'm like, well, it's not going to pan out in the 3D world, so I better just let it go.
okay, now I also feel that you were meeting a lot of your past life people through those people.
I would not be surprised by that. That does not surprise me at all, because I'd have like all these beautiful connections with either friends or relationships, and then it's amazing, it's like movie style amazing, and then it's like, okay, see you later. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. All right. So a lot of
And I
me.
see you attracting that kind of very eccentric person, and you get along, you understand that kind of personality.
Yeah, I attract a lot of for um I don't know, but I can't think of a better phrase. Strange people,
Yeah.
um, strange, interesting characters, all sorts. Mhm.
And I feel you're so open to new experiences and new things.
Yes, I'm very. I try to be as open-hearted, open-minded as possible with boundaries. Yeah, absolutely.
But I feel also people making decisions without your consent.
Yeah, I think that's a very important lesson that I've had to learn um, over my time here on this lovely green earth. um, I've always, I'm, I think I'm quite flexible about things sometimes, sometimes not. But that makes me, I think, in the past vulnerable to that sort of dynamic.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a deeper part of you that's actually quite a bit more tight, not really that open. Like there's a part of you that is so like wow, wow.
Yeah,
Another one that is much more vulnerable, sensitive,
yeah,
easily hurt, needs like order.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, like almost type A.
Yes, exactly. But I feel for some reason that in intimacy you've often been kind of disappointed or it just
Absolutely. That has been a huge learning curve for me. Um, and I think I took it very hard in my 20s, my early 30s. Um, and it was a big learning curve, but I guess, more at peace with it now. At this age, I feel more at peace, and it's okay. But it was tough. It was really exactly as you describe, exactly the way you describe, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's pause here for today.
That was amazing. Oh my gosh, you're so talented. If anyone's watching this guy is the real deal. He's incredible. Definitely book a reading with him if you're taking readings. He's so amenable, lovely to talk to. I highly recommend him. Incredible. And you hit on some things that were like so left of field. Like you talked to me about like different species, different worlds. You're so open-minded. It's just been absolutely lovely. What a pleasure. What a joy.
Wow, that's really nice. Thank you.
It's the truth. And that's absolutely what you deserve.
Okay, great. Usually I ask, so what did you think? I didn't have to ask this time. That's nice.
It's the truth. I think it was such a intense experience, and I'm really grateful for you going into things that are difficult to talk about, and you were very respectful when I said that I couldn't talk about some things, because you know, you don't just, I don't like it when people just say the nice things, you know. I'm a person that likes to see everything, you know. It's important. It's the human experience, you know. So it was remarkable, and I hope someone gets something out of this video. It was really wonderful. Thank you.
Great. Okay. I'm going to stop recording then, and I'll just talk to you for a couple more minutes after, okay?
Brilliant. Thank you.
All right. So me and Tullulah are signing out.
See you.